Hi friends, I hope you're having an inspiring day. So today we are doing an Hermes unboxing and a little bit of a review. I had an opportunity to visit the store with my SA, who is so wonderful. Her name is Christina, here in Toronto. And if you are unfamiliar with the Hermes brand, let's start there because I feel like I've mentioned this in another Hermes video that I've done in the past, but Hermes is a very interesting brand in that they don't have a lot of supply and they don't base supply based on demand. So not just because a ton of people want it that they necessarily create lots more of it. And because of that, it's probably one of the only luxury houses that I feel like has kind of stayed pretty consistent throughout the years. They don't go through too many peaks and valleys of the popularity of their brand. And it's actually one of the things that I think draws me to the brand as a whole. That and their pieces I feel like are super classic, super focused on quality. If you do want a bit more information about Hermes as a brand and my thoughts on it, I definitely go into it a little bit deeper in my Bolide unboxing and review. But today we are talking about this bag that honestly I had not really planned to pick up. I did want to treat myself to something this season, but I didn't necessarily have my eyes on this bag until it kind of appeared to me in this size, in this colorway. And as I mentioned with Hermes, you kind of don't know what you're gonna get. It's kind of like an Easter egg when you're in the store or when your SA calls you. So you kind of just have to have an idea. And for me, I think that there's something really special about the fact that Hermes brands, not everybody has them, not everybody has the same colorway. In fact, it's quite rare to see that. And so I am super excited to unbox and review this new baby with you guys today. So I like to treat myself because I feel like we work hard, and if there's something that you love or something that you enjoy, I feel like it's something you should treat yourself to. Obviously within your means, but I'm just a big fan of the idea of treating yourself to something that makes you happy. And Hermes bags recently and just their accessories in general have really spoken to me. I love the stories behind them, and if you have seen any of my other unboxings or reviews, you'll know that each bag kind of has a story and marks a milestone, and this one marks the probably best mental health and career health, financial health, relationship health that I think I have ever been in my entire life. I just feel really confident and happy with the person I am and the person that I want to become. Without getting too cheesy, because I could go on forever, you know your girl. We are going to get into this, but anyhow, just to note that this is a milestone that marks, I feel like, a really bright chapter for me in my life right now. Another thing is I feel like when you mark big purchases like this or stuff like this or treat moments with a milestone, it makes you recall all of those memories and all those great feelings when you see that thing or you reflect on that thing again. And so I don't know, that's just my philosophy with it. You can chime in with what your thoughts are. But in the bag, which was quite a large bag actually, was just tissue paper. They normally stuff it pretty nicely. We've got our receipt here. She also gave me like a little bit of a perfume sample. Sometimes they'll do that. But other than that, it really is the box, the receipt here, which comes in this beautiful little Hermes envelope. I like to keep all of my receipts together just because you never know when you're going to need something fixed. I have yet to need anything fixed from Hermes yet. I did do that for Chanel and LV, so it was quite important that I had those. But the box is beautifully wrapped, as you can see. We are going to untie it together. I'll do it up here so that we can unbox this together because I haven't seen it since we were in the store. And you know, it's so funny, the process of getting an Hermes bag, they pull it out from the back. They don't normally have them out on display, and so it really is kind of like your SA is your bag fairy godmother. Anyhow, here is the top of the box. I love that Hermes boxes don't really fold down. They don't make them very easy to store, but it does make it feel super luxe, super quality. Inside here, we've got the beautifully wrapped bag. You've got the label on the side here, which actually states your bag. I mentioned it in my other Hermes unboxing and review, but I really like that. In case you do store your bags in boxes, you can have them with the label out. And so you know which bag is obviously sitting in your Hermes box. Another thing is that I think it's really funny. A couple people mentioned in my video, but then other people corrected that I was saying the word Hermes wrong. It is actually Hermes in French. I know a lot of people say Hermes or Hermes. It is Hermes. So just for the record, I am saying it right. Je parle français aussi. Je suis pas francophone, mais je parle français. Je suis canadienne, donc voilà. I am Canadian. I speak French, Canadian French, obviously, but I do speak French, so I am pronouncing it correctly. Not that it really matters how you pronounce it, so long as you're happy with it, obviously. But voila, here we are. In the box here, you got obviously your bag, and then you've got a little pillow. I love that they do that. They don't just shove the bag in there in a random box of tissue paper. They actually have a pillow designed for your bag, and I just feel like it is such a luxury feel. Another thing is Hermes price points are not as bad as I ever grew up thinking that they were. I always thought that they were something that was so out of reach and something that was so inaccessible. But the reality is that ironically, they are one of the more accessible luxury brands. It's just that there's not enough supply. They don't flood the market with a ton of products. And one, I already mentioned that I like that about the brand. I just feel like it's kind of nice that things are not so easily accessible and you don't really know when you'll have it and you feel like it's a piece of art and unique, which it is, and that's how I see bags. But the other thing is that this bag is actually one of my least expensive bags in my collection if I compare them to like my Chanel's or the ideas of Dior's, even some of my LV bags. Anyhow, so the dust bag is here. I like to keep my bags in their dust bags. Hermes has some of the most beautiful dust bags, and here is the unveiling. Dun, 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 dun. So this is the Garden Party 30 Hermes bag. It is kind of like a tote. We're gonna get into the details of this bag, but the backstory behind this is that I actually considered getting a large version of the Garden Party bag a while ago just to replace my LV Neverfull that I have had for like 16 years. And it's gone through a lot of repairs, but it's kind of on its way out. I didn't really like how the handle didn't sit, because even on the larger garden parties, they don't actually sit very well on your shoulder. They are really meant to be arm bags, and so it didn't really fulfill that need. But I had never seen the small version of the Hermes Garden Party bags. Now, the Garden Party bags are probably one of the most accessible entry bags for Hermes. Obviously, their bags can range up to ridiculous prices if you're getting like Crocs, exotics, and stuff like that. I don't think I would ever do that, but just me. But they are so utility based and they are so well made. So this is the 30 size. It is a small size. Small bags at Hermes right now especially are just flying. My essay can't find any mini bags for me, really. They're just really popular right now, and like I said, Hermes is one of those brands that doesn't really necessarily create supply based on the demand. That's just not their style. So the bag here has the leather handles that run through the middle and the center, as well as the bottom back to the other side of the bag. The leather is completely all seamless until it kind of reaches these little stitches and seams here. So the Hermes Garden Party bags come in, like I said, a bunch of different sizes. This is, I believe, the smallest size. They also come in a bunch of different colorways as well as materials. So this one here is the canvas and leather combination. You can get it all leather. You can get them in different colors. This is, I believe, the gold color, but with a multicolored inner lining. A little close up on the details, you've got the rivet here, which also appears on the other side. This is pretty much the only spot on the bag that you're going to see Hermes. Again, I love the subtlety of Hermes bags. I like other bags to be loud and scream their art, but with Hermes bags, I feel like the beauty of it is the subtlety of it. So another little detail that it's got is the snap enclosures on both sides of the bag, which allows you to open up the bag to make it a little bit wider, so it's like a little bit of a more triangular shape, octagonal, a pentagonal. I think it's pentagonal. Did I pass geometry? I don't know. It just makes it a little bit of a different shape, and it obviously gives you a lot more room inside. And then on the inside here, there's no zipper enclosure. It's just the snap button here. And the inner lining on this one is actually this fuchsia pink, which, if you know me, is not my color. I definitely don't wear that color very much. That being said, I did think it was such a fun little pop, and Hermes is also known for their super fun and bold colors. I just thought it was nice to have an on the inside. It was a nice way to kind of incorporate color without investing too much in it. And then the base of the bag is a leather base. So like I said, again, you can get this bag in all leather or the canvas leather combination, and they come in a bunch of different colorways. But other than that, there are no other details in the bag. It's really just one gigantic empty pocket. Now, I will likely grab a Samorga insert. If you're unfamiliar, Samorga is probably one of my favorite insert brands, but I will probably grab that for this bag. Now, this bag doesn't have any straps, any crossbody or shoulder straps to them, but what you can do, and what I've seen some people do to style it, is they do put like little twillies here, and then it allows them to kind of hook on their own strap. And I do have a few straps from my other bags that I could use with this, so I'm definitely going to consider that as well. But that is the Garden Party bag. So in terms of utility, like I said, one of the reasons why I really like this bag was because it is small when you carry it like this, but it's also large enough to actually hold quite a bit. So as an example, I've got just like a large size magazine here, and it fits sideways into the bag. I can still carry the bag on my arm here, and it doesn't look very big. It actually looks still like quite a small bag, and it fits so much. So this would definitely fit my 13-inch MacBook Pro if I wanted to. I maybe have to put a diagonal, but like I said, you could actually fit it this way. It would definitely actually fit this way as well, which is incredible. It will obviously fit a bunch of other things in there, like all the necessities, which for me is really just my wallet, keys, and phone. All of my bags, I feel like that's prerequisite for any bag, but it fits so much. This is probably my largest bag that I own that is like an everyday bag. But I love the gold color. I don't have very much in this sort of gold brown color. I just feel like this bag is going to get a lot of use, and like I said, be one of those timeless classics that, again, small, cute, but very utility based. As I mentioned, the Garden Party bags are actually quite accessible compared to the other Hermes bags, as well as the other bags in this sort of category from other luxury houses. And I think that's something really important to note. The other thing is that it doesn't lose its value, very much like trendier bags on the market, which might phase out over time. Hermes designs are kind of iconic and they stay around, and they don't create very many very often. So this bag here in the size 30 in this colorway, as well as this leather canvas combination, it will change the price depending on what combination you have and how much leather there is. But this one was $23.50 Canadian, which, like I said, compared to a lot of the other bags in this category, you'd think was going to be a lot more expensive. And Hermes as a brand, I've just been so surprised as I discover more and more of it. It's not as inaccessible as people make it out to believe. It's inaccessible in the sense that there just isn't a ton of product on the market, and sometimes it can be really difficult to get a hold of it, and you really do have to kind of work with somebody at Hermes, an SA or something, to find the bags that you kind of want to collect or invest in. And like I said, for me, designer purchases are not a necessity. Nobody needs designer bags like they need food or shelter. And so for me, these bags are kind of a treat and a milestone marker for myself. And so it doesn't really matter to me that I can't get the exact bag that I want exactly at the moment that I want. I don't mind waiting around for it. There are a couple of other things on my wish list that I'm kind of on the lookout for from Hermes. And I found myself recently just investing in more Hermes than any other brand because, like I said, they do hold their value and are so much more classic in style. So I would wear this exactly how you see me, with some gold jewelry on, a very casual outfit, some slides, this, maybe dress it up with like a twilly or a scarf or something like that, and I'm done. Again, it doesn't scream loud or designer. It's just one of those really nice classic looking bags. And that is my quick review and unboxing of the Hermes Garden Party bag. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoy this. I have been documenting my designer bag purchases with you since the beginning of my channel, I think, and I feel like you have seen me grow as a human through all of my bag purchases, and I'm just so grateful to have you here to share these experiences with, and hopefully it helps you if you are actually looking at this bag or considering this bag as well. I know that for a lot of people, Hermes is kind of like a whatever brand because it is super basic, but I think when it comes to luxury purchases or any treat that you want to give yourself, it has to be something that means something to you, and it really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. So voila, that is my philosophy. I feel like this video was mostly mushy gushy and my thoughts on the brand as a whole, but I hope you guys liked it. If you did, make sure to give it a big inspired thumbs up. Like I said, this bag really commemorates, I think, one of my best mental health states I've ever been in. I'm the happiest I've ever been in terms of just me as a person, reflecting on me as a person. So I'm so happy to share that with all of you. But as I mentioned, let me know in the comments below what you think, and if you have any questions about Hermes or any thoughts about the bag, the garden party bag, or any considerations if you own the bag as well, let me know. And if you're new to the Inspired family, thank you so much for giving this video a watch. We hope you'll join us for a bit longer and subscribe. But with that, friends, I hope you have an inspiring rest of your day. Remember that kindness doesn't cost a thing, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!